Over the last decades, Dungeons & Dragons has skyrocketed in popularity, going from a niche hobby played in basements to a cultural phenomenon with major franchises, professional streamers, and mainstream appeal. But the downside to that is that there's a lot of new DMs stepping into the world of Dungeons & Dragons with only 1 or 2 points of reference for what a DM or a GM should be. So today I want to talk about how you can find your unique DM voice without feeling the need to be like or mimic any of the professional tables out there. Maybe it's Matt Mercer from Critical Role, or Brennan Lee Mulligan from Dimension 20, or some other professional GM. While these are fantastic inspirations, they can create pressure to emulate people whose literal job is to play the game. So let's start with the first point. You have your own strengths. There is nothing special about Matt or Brennan that makes them some sort of unique species. They are humans just like you, and while they are very, very good at what they do, Brennan and Matt, if you're listening to this is what I mean. Brennan and Matt have distinct voices. So whatever they're doing, it's not the same thing. It's not one thing that sets them apart. Hell, their games are vastly different. So for the naysayers that think that there's some secret ingredient that they have that you don't, there isn't. They busted their asses to get to where they are. Every single DM brings something unique to the table. Your voice as a DM starts with figuring out what you're naturally good at and leaning into that just like they did. For example, Brennan is a machine gun of comedy, so that's what their games are. It's just chaos.
Right?
Somebody stop it! Stop it! Where's
Matt is a professional actor and a master of dramatic storytelling, and he just creates deeply immersive worlds, so that's what his games focus on: rich narrative, emotional arcs, like we would see on a TV show. The point is that both of these incredible DMs, I love both of them, they leaned into what they are naturally good at. They didn't try to be someone else. They built their unique styles around their strengths, and that's exactly what you should do. If you've been good at telling campfire stories, then do that. If you thrive in a chaotic or funny situation, build your sessions around your humor and those unexpected twists. If you're naturally good with game mechanics, then make some awesome, intricate encounters and challenges that reward your players. You really just need to do what you know and what you love. It's that simple. The next tip is to play to your comfort level. Professional DMs often have years of experience, full production teams, and endless amounts of extra time to just put into prepping for their session, so of course they're going to be great. You don't need any of that. Focus on manageable sized campaigns or one-shots to build confidence. You don't need to invent an entire world from scratch. Just rely on the pre-made modules or settings as a base if this is your first time. You'll never find your voice if you are spending too much time putting yourself at max capacity by planning sessions, world building, practicing monologues, making maps, and always analyzing if you're as good as X and Y DM. And that's not even including if you work a job or two. Don't do that to yourself. If you're watching this and you felt that sentence in the bottom of your soul, then yes, this is me speaking to you directly, Harry Potter. Stop overthinking. Take out some damn graph paper and draw the maps on the spot. Newsflash, your players will literally not care. Seriously, do yourself that favor, so stop taking more work than you can handle and just play. It's a game. DMs out there, have you ever been running a session and you can literally feel your players getting bored? I know I have. If you have ever felt like your game sessions could use just a little bit more life like me, then give me just a few seconds. Let me show you today's sponsor, Describe. So what is Describe? Well, honestly, I thought a lot about how to describe Describe, pun intended. And it's the difference between reading about a stormy sea and actually feeling it, right? The chill as the thunder rolls and the waves crash, all perfectly timed with your story, all at your fingertips. And it's because Describe isn't just bringing sound, it's literally giving life to your adventures, from a massive array of maps to epic battle sounds and ambience and sound effects and immersive text that's already written for you, all the way to truly beautiful music. Honestly, the music alone should win some awards, and it all just makes your sessions so unforgettable. And the best part is that it's created by players for players, so all it takes is one subscription for the whole table. I promise you, if you are one of those DMs that wants to make that leap to make your table just that much better for your players, check out Describe and bring your next session to life. It's the tool I always wanted whenever I ran a game. I'm super excited that I found it. So click the link in the description, just give it a look. You're already on the internet, just click the thing, take a peek, and if you want to take the dive, create your account and use my code FANTASYFORGE. The third tip is to lean into the collaboration of it all. If you're looking for a storytelling voice, you'll probably be better off writing a short story or something like that. Not to say that you don't have a role as a storyteller if you're the Dungeon Master, you absolutely do. But with D&D, part of what makes Dungeons & Dragons so amazing is that it's you and your friends. So naturally, part of your voice is going to be found in the story that they present to you, since their energy is going to have a direct impact and a direct effect on how you play and how you narrate and how you run your games. For example, when I run a game for the people that I've been playing with for years, it feels very different. The humor is very different. My energy is different than when I run a game or a one-shot for someone where it's their first time or they're paying me to run their game. Honestly, Session 0 is probably your best friend here in this case because you'll get an idea of the table's energy and their humor right away. I'm telling you this as someone who has run games for a lot of different tables, that the group has just as much a say in your voice as the singular narrator does. Next up at number 4, be authentic. And I know this will annoy some people because it's one of those easier said than done things, but there is a good lesson to learn here in just shutting that part of your brain off. There's always going to be something that you wish you had done differently. And that's not to say that there isn't a place for self-reflection and trying to become better, but there's also always going to be something that you look back on that makes you cringe, and that's totally okay. You have to normalize that failure in the process because it will lead to reflection and growth. So stop trying to put on a show and just be yourself. Players are going to connect with genuine enthusiasm and care for the game more than anything else. It's just not worth it to put yourself through the ringer trying to act like another person, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. And finally, my final tip is to experiment. Experimentation is the final and perhaps the most exciting step in finding your voice as a DM, because you really don't start to do that sort of experimentation until you become confident. So everything else is just sort of repetition and getting that muscle memory for running those sessions and getting comfortable at the table with your friends. If you don't know them, or if you've known them for years, then maybe it's a little faster for you. But you won't figure out what works for you until you try new things. And so this is that step where you get outside of your comfort zone and you start to discover new styles, and you start to look at other mechanics that may be outside of the actual official rules, and you start to approach sessions differently in ways that might resonate with you and your group because you know your table now. So you start to make up rules, you start to create items, you veer off track, you make a new voice for an NPC, you start to create new races or creatures. At this point, it's a literal sandbox, and the storyteller and the inner child in you wants you to come up with all of that weird shit that you can, because this is where it shines. So just try those things, try new things, try different puzzles, learn from others, accept the chaos, try to build the story together at the table. But at the end of the day, just remember that it is a game. So DMs out there, what did you do to find your unique voice? Or are you still struggling to do that? Because honestly, I know I am. Also, I have been waiting a very long time to say this. If you were keeping an eye out for Tobias in this video, let me know in the comments down below where you saw Tobias, and you just might get shouted out in the next video. That was very painful. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching. Forge on, my friends, and we'll see you next time, adventurers.